All right, hello. Today is kind of a two-parter in that we are covering both yesterday and today's progress. Yesterday was an interesting day. I did record a video yesterday. I thought I wasn't going to get any writing done. I'm going to recalculate starting next week and try to incorporate some sort of either rest day. It's pretty difficult to write 1,250 words and record a video about it. It's hard to squeeze the time in to do both of those things. And so I plan on figuring out some kind of new schedule next week. But I'm here at the top of this video to tell you that yesterday's me was wrong, and I did end up writing yesterday after I recorded the video. I wrote 454 words, which is not nothing, after midnight, actually. That brings our starting word count for today to 6,550. That's a nice even number. And that means we need to get to 7,800 words. That is our goal for the day. And I think we will get there. Last day of writing for this week. I expect that after the writing sessions today, I'll share some of the lessons I've learned, some of the things that I'm thinking about as we wrap up our first week of doing this. Only 7 short weeks to go, and we should have 50,000 words or more of a new fantasy novel. All right, we'll get into it and let's get some writing done. Okay, well, it is a very rainy, thunderstormy Friday, and we have completed our first week of the summer novel. Pretty exciting. We wrote 2,324 words, and that brings our total today to 8,874 words. That's about 18% of the way towards our 50,000 word goal, which is pretty awesome when you consider that we've given ourselves 2 months, and this is just week 1. We've only done 1/8 of the challenge, and yet we are already almost 1/5 of the way to completion. That makes me feel better about days like yesterday, where I only got a few hundred words written. It was a good session. Kind of I don't want to say surreal, but like kind of an interesting day where I just sort of matter-of-factly arrived at a scene that I've pictured in my head some flavor of this scene for years now. Getting to sit down and write a draft of it, and not just I've written versions of a scene like this for this protagonist before, but writing it in context after already like setting up all of the scenes leading up to it, it's really interesting, and I think maybe cathartic in a way, or maybe it's not the definition of catharsis, because I feel like it's going to hit me later that like, oh man, like holy shit, I wrote that today. I got to write that scene. Anyway, it was good. Oh, let me turn my mouse off here. It was good, and I'm glad to be done for the week. But it was ending on a real high note. I mean, writing 2,300 words today, essentially in one session. We didn't really break for very long between. It was definitely one major stint of writing where we got it done. Makes me feel like we're in a good place with the project. Okay, so it's the end of the first week. I feel like I should offer up some sort of lessons or things that I've learned along the way. I mean, this is still very early days. We are only, 5 days into something that will be 56 days. But I think you learn a lot whenever you start a new thing, and it's valuable to parse out some of those things. Major lesson number 1: 5 uninterrupted days of needing to get 1,250 words might not work for me. It just might be too marathon-y. I think I will need a rest day in the middle to attempt to make myself not write or consciously think about the story too much in the middle of the week, probably Wednesday, so that I can just focus instead on refilling the well, refeeding that creative part of my brain, and making sure that I am sort of imaginatively well fed as I head into the next writing session, so that I have plenty of energy to expend, plenty of water in the well, as it were. This has been very solid, and I'm very optimistic. It's also been a really great experience just for getting to talk to and hear from my family members that I live further away from now. And hearing your excitement about this process has been really invigorating. It's genuinely made it feel like you guys are participating in this process with me in a way where I feel way less solitary and way less alone while getting the writing done, which has been very, very nice. I'm pleased with a lot of the words that we've written this week. There are definitely, it's all very first drafty. It all needs to be edited, but it's been good. As far as sharing the actual pages goes, I still haven't figured out how I want to do that publicly. For now, it doesn't seem super duper necessary for you to read the really early, really establishing hot garbage that we're churning out. That being said, maybe I'll package up these 8,800 words to send to my brothers. Shout out to you guys. See if they can do a vibe check. They know the inside of my brain better than I do. They know my taste and what I would like to achieve. All right, thank you again. If you feel inclined, please feel free to stop by for future installments as we try to get this novel written.